devices can help increase independence in individuals with disabilities and allow them to live as independently as possible. Let's get started. So my name is ARIEN Peppers. I am the FAAST program coordinator for the Northeast region. I am a recent graduate of the University of North Florida, and I have my master's in disability services with a concentration in applied behavior analysis. I've been involved in the disability community for about 10 years now, and I've seen how important it is to encourage independent living. And I have a very strong interest in using smart home devices to increase this independence and make daily living activities easier for everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Carol Chiang and I've been an OT for about 20 years, more than 20 years. My interest is in changing how we look at aging from something we dread because we associate it with the loss of independence. Instead, I want to show people that getting older is just another phase in the timeline. And if we make little changes to our lifestyles, like changing our environments and using technology to make our lives easier, there's no reason we can't be free to live our best lives. I'm a certified aging in place specialist as well as a certified home modification specialist. I own an accessible modification company called Evolving Homes, where we specialize in aging in place consultations, hospital discharge consultations, and fall prevention programs. All right, so we're going to look at an example of an older adult living alone that was previously independent. Let's imagine that she is being seen after a fall, resulting in a non-weight bearing right leg, necessitating wheelchair and walker use in the home for 3 months. In this situation, what challenges do you think that they would experience? So I listed some of them here for you. Like taking care of yourself is difficult, dressing, bathing, grooming. You have to be able to take care of your house, which that includes cooking, cleaning, laundry, yard work, pet care. Taking care of activities outside the house, like grocery shopping, doctor's visit, being able to participate in meaningful activities that bring you purpose and joy in your life, right? Going to church, babysitting grandchildren, volunteering. We're gonna look now at what the difference is when you're in a wheelchair. So how is life different when you can walk compared to when you're in a wheelchair? So remember, my lady, did everything on her own before. She was perfectly independent, probably tripped over a grandkid's toy and broke her leg. And now she's in this situation where she's having to learn how to do stuff in a wheelchair. So energy consumption is a big thing. So when you're in a wheelchair, everything takes a lot more energy, especially if you're unlucky enough to have high pile in your house, making it more difficult to push the wheelchair. When you're moving from the wheelchair to bed or chair, they're so much harder. It's energy, it consumes so much of your energy. So if you're trying to get onto the recliner with your leg up to elevate it, it's almost impossible to get off of there to answer the doorbell. You have to take pain meds and ice, things like that for broken limbs. So when you have those kinds of pain meds on top of your medications that you had before, it can be hard to keep track of because you're not used to it. And it's more tricky because the pain meds require, a dosage exactly 6 hours apart so that you're not overdosing or that you're not trying to run after the pain. So there are a couple more things here. We've got toileting and bathing. So of course, taking a shower, going to the bathroom is stressful when, you're not able to get over there as easily. And there's a serious fear of falling because you've had a fall before already. There's a loss of familiar routine and wake-up schedules. So sleep is hard to get when you're in pain. And if you have to sleep with your leg elevated, it's hard to feel rested if you wake up at 3 a.m. for your next pain med dose. Patients often find that when you don't have a routine, it leads to lack of socialization and you don't have anything that you can really anchor yourself to anymore about what you're supposed to be doing.
The Amazon Alexa products that can help bring back that independence in individuals with disabilities. And there are a lot of different features that are available on these devices that can give people varying abilities. I encourage you to further explore these options we're presenting after our presentation. As you can see on the screen, there are 3 main Alexa devices. The smaller one is called the Dot. The tall one is and the one the screen is also. They all execute the same functions with the exception of the show, which has some video capabilities. And we're going to explore this one more in March if you're interested in learning more.
All right, so let's look and see how Alexa can make your life easier. So what does a day look like with that? Oh, that's you, I'm sorry.
Alexa can do a lot of stuff to make your life easier, like making lists or notes. You can say, Alexa, make me a grocery list and add applesauce, frozen corn, dog food, and microwave meals to my list. And then she will repeat back to you this list to confirm. If you want to check what is on that list later, you can simply say, Alexa, what did I put on my grocery list? And she'll read back that list again. You can even tell her, like, I changed my mind. I don't need that dog food. Take it off the list. And she removes it without getting confused by all the extra words you're adding. You can also use Alexa to set reminders for your medication or your doctor's appointments. So you can say, Alexa, remind me at 4 p.m. I have to take my pain medication. And she gives you the confirmation response of, okay, I'll remind you at 4 p.m. to take your pain medication. Or you can say, remind me to call my doctor tomorrow at 3:30. And she'll give you that if you've called your doctor. You can also use Alexa to set alarms and a timer, like set my alarm tomorrow for 7 a.m. or set a timer for 45 minutes so that I can ice my leg. And these are just a few of those features here.
So we're going to talk about those routines. So let's say at bedtime, what would it look like at bedtime? So you would set it so when you say good night, she already knows what to do. So all the lights in the home go off, and then maybe you set it so that it activates the sleep sounds where she could choose to listen to, you know, this big list of things we'll say forest night for this one. If you want, you can also specify a little bit more in there and say, Alexa, turn it down to 50% volume. Or Alexa, turn sleep sounds off in an hour. If there's a smart keypad on the door that's been installed, locking it could be included into that routine of good night. So it would go ahead and just lock it on its own. If there's a security system, that can be armed on that command. If you're unsure if you close the garage door for the night, you could say, Alexa, check if my garage door is open. And she'll respond, hang on, checking, the garage door is closed. So with my patients, a lot of times I get nighttime urination is a big issue, especially it's a fall risk with decreased vision as you get older and decreased alertness in the middle of the night. So this is a good time for putting in routines as well. So you could say, Alexa, going to the bathroom, and maybe that triggers turning on the lights in the bathroom. And when she got back in bed, she could say, Alexa, turn off all the lights, and that would take care of that on your own. The cool thing about it is that you get to decide all these rules and what you want it to do. So it's so customizable for what you want. All right, so let's look. So our patient has been sleeping, got up. So now it's daytime. And in the morning, after the alarm goes off, the patient can say, Alexa, good morning. And let's say we set it so that Alexa plays a list of preferences, like a flash briefing from BBC, and then the weather forecast for the day, and any items on the schedule or reminders for the day. A lot of times after surgery, we get a lot of confusion from anesthesia that keeps going for, sometimes up to several weeks, and older adults can be months, often first thing in the morning when they wake up. So if she needed a little extra help, she could say, Alexa, tell me the date and time, and that can help orient her a little bit better until she's, totally fully awake. She could also say, Alexa, call my daughter to do a morning check-in. The other option would be you could set it as part of the Alexa Good Morning. It would trigger a phone call to a loved one just to let them know you're awake. During the day, the Alexa can decrease the need for transferring and moving, which is also a fall risk if you've got one leg that is broken. So we're going to look at our example patient, and I'm going to try to illustrate to you how Alexa is going to help us manage our day better. So our patient finally gets transferred to the recliner, arranges the pillows to prop up her leg, gets the ice placed just in the right spot, and then realizes the TV remote's on the table. If she has Fire TV, she could just say, Alexa, turn on the TV. She's been watching TV for a lot of hours, and now she's just decided, I want to switch to my audiobooks. So she'll say, Alexa, open the Audible Kindle and read a book to me. Or she could she could tell Alexa to play a podcast or the radio. Let's imagine our patient is a stockbroker and she's worried about how her stocks have been doing since COVID-19 started. She could say, Alexa, play news from Wall Street Journal, and it would read her the highlights. The patient doesn't usually take medications during the day, so she has Alexa set up medication reminders, but she's also actively involved in her care with medication management, so she can say, Alexa, what does Lasix do? Tell me more. Lasix is a diuretic, and suddenly Lasix is doing its job and she needs to use the bathroom desperately. She realizes it'll take her too long if she uses the wheelchair, so she makes the rash decision to use her walker instead to get to the bathroom quickly. She makes it without an accident, but realizes when she gets there, she's too tired to get off the toilet, which is a common thing for a lot of patients that I see. But luckily for her, she had thought to pre-program Ask My Buddy, which can be used to alert her chosen group of people she is in immediate need for assistance. So it can't specify what help is needed, but it can send a message out to her support system that she needs help. Luckily, her neighbor is at home and comes over to help her get off the toilet and back to her chair in the living room. As soon as she's comfortable, though, the Amazon delivery guy rings the doorbell. So if there's a Ring doorbell installed, she could see who it is, tell them to deliver to the garage, and say, Alexa, open the garage door for a delivery. Next, the home health nurse arrives at the door. Even if she didn't have a Ring doorbell, if she could hear the nurse's voice and she recognized it, what she could do is tell Alexa to unlock the front door to let the nurse in. Let's imagine that the nurse has a question about one of the new medications she got from the doctor this week. She doesn't know her number without looking at her phone, so she asks Alexa, what's my daughter's phone number? After the nurse leaves, the patient needs to take a shower, but she's a little nervous about this. She can say, Alexa, help me to relax. And Alexa can offer suggestions like calming sounds or guided meditations. So she's feeling calmer now, ready to take that shower. And she says, call my daughter to alert her that she's going to take a shower, and she'll call her back in 20 minutes. So she'll say, Alexa, set a timer for 20 minutes to call my daughter back. So if there was a need for emergency help in the shower, she could say, Alexa, call 911. So, and of course, this also applies to a toilet trip in the middle of the night, because since bathrooms are the #1 place to fall, it's definitely a good place to have that kind of support. So she took her shower. Now her appetite's back and she's feeling hungry, but she's been in the hospital for a lot of days. She doesn't have a lot of ingredients in the house. But it's okay, because she can say, Alexa, show me easy recipes that have chicken, onions, and tomatoes in it. Alexa can give her a recipe, but this one's designed for 4 servings when she only wants to make 1. So Alexa can help her with converting her measurements. Alexa, what's half of 1/3? The recipe calls for butter, cream, and salt, and she realizes she better ask Alexa, please give me a calorie count for this recipe. The patient gets halfway through and realizes she's too tired to cook, so she asks, Alexa, show me nearby restaurants that deliver. The patient just moved to Jacksonville a week before her fall to help with virtual schooling with her grandkids, so she doesn't know her address yet. But not to fear, Alexa's here. Alexa, what's my address?
Alexa helps us so much throughout the day, and it can even make your home more accessible for you. The Alexa-enabled devices can make everyday tasks easier with voice activation. So you now have the ability to turn on lights in any room of the house without having to leave the space you're currently in. And the same goes for your thermostat. So if you're already in bed at night and you're trying to get comfortable, but you're finding it's just way too hot to sleep, or maybe you're just too cold, you can have a quick Alexa, set up the thermostat to 72 degrees, and she can change that for you. Or you can say, Alexa, set it to heat mode, and she'll change it for you there too. You can also lock and unlock your door with smart locks like the August Smart Lock. And a simple Alexa, unlock my door will allow you to let people in when ready. And if you can't remember if you've locked your door, you can then ask, Alexa, is my door unlocked? And she can give you immediate peace of mind. Also, if you have a smart pet feeder, you can attach it to your Alexa to request food be given to your pet. And this will really eliminate that need to bend down to place food in a bowl or worry that you might accidentally drop the cup while you're trying to pour it and spill food everywhere.
So as you can see, the possibilities are endless with all these connections, right? So just a couple quick ones here that we can go over. If a patient has a microwave connected to a smart switch, she could have her tea in there. Maybe she has her tea in there already. She could say, Alexa, turn the microwave on for a minute. If the patient has her stereo connected, she could connect it to routines to play relaxing music on the sound speakers when she comes home. If a patient has auto blinds, she can program them to open and close at a certain time or as part of a routine. If a patient was going to leave for a doctor's appointment, she can program the smart lock to lock automatically after 10 minutes, turn off all the lights in the house, turn on the light in the garage, and then close the garage door and set the alarm 5 minutes after she leaves. If she had a doggy treat camera, she could attach it to an Alexa app so she could see them and program it to feed her pets a treat remotely. If she had an automatic door opener like Open Sesame, she could have Alexa open it for her so that she could get out quickly in an emergency. She wouldn't need to awkwardly get close to the door with the wheelchair and then try to back it up with the door in the hand. And if she had it paired with an indoor camera, she could remotely let her pets into the yard with the Open Sesame, call the dogs with the microphone, and check that the dogs were back in before shutting the door with the app. And here's my contact information if anybody has any questions or needs a little assistance. My website is up there and you can just email me down at the bottom.
And if you have any questions about borrowing these devices to try them for 30 days before purchasing them yourself, please contact me and I can get with you with that. And we are now going to open up the session for any questions you guys may have or clarification you may need. You're welcome to drop these questions in the chat box or go ahead and turn on your mic and ask them yourself. And I see there is a question in the chat box right now. You can reach out to FAAST headquarters. They can definitely help you out with this. And I can get you their email. I'll put it in the chat box right now. Give me one moment. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Misty. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Absolutely. Give me 1 second. There you go. Thank you, Rosa. We are glad you appreciated it. Absolutely, Miss Misty. What question do you have for us?
I know they're working on like some things through government programs. So the VA will pay for a smart home integration for some situations. They're looking at some for spinal cord ones as well. Generally, some individual ones will do things like if you look at, specific disease types, they often will have like a grant program where they can offer a little bit of money to help towards it. But that's what's so great about having ARIEN in town, that you can come and borrow it, try it out for 30 days and see. I do a lot of Parkinson's patients, and they have some wonderful exercise groups that do online YouTube kind of stuff that allows my patients to be exercising daily instead of just waiting for therapy to come and things like that. And several of them didn't have iPads, had no idea like how to get them connected. And I sent ARIEN over to their house and got it all set up so that they could try it for 30 days and really just understand and play with it and figure out like all the pieces of it so that they would know for sure that, hey, this is what I want to ask for Christmas this year, because this is really useful.
We're going to be doing a similar presentation to this with Google devices. We don't currently have one planned, but if that is a need or a desire, we can definitely get one of those on the books, and we will send out an email.
And we also have another presentation scheduled for March, and that one is going to be the show, right? So the show, it will be the visual stuff, which is something that I really love to do, especially for when I have patients who are staying at home and caregivers are at work and they want to be able to check in with them. That is just such a great tool. I'll share with you then also how I'm using it with my own children who are virtual learning right now. So we can talk about that in March.
I know it's been extremely helpful for you during this process.
It's been wonderful.
Okay, do we have any other questions, guys? Thank you, Rose. Okay. If anyone has any other questions, you are more than welcome to email Carol or I. Carol's contact information is here. I have also placed mine in the chat box, and we are here to help you in any way that we can, and we thank you all for coming today.
Thanks so much, guys.